Yo guys, Chill Panic just told me that Suno Studio has a new update. Shout out to Chill Panic for the news because I would have never known. So shout out to Suno because they now have a Suno Studio update. So now we're on version 1.2 and it says Studio just leveled up with new features like remove the effects. So for example, if a vocal has a lot of reverb on it or an instrument has a lot of reverb, you could actually take that off of the sample. Warp markers, which is shocking for Suno Studio because this is a DAW that's in the web. So the fact that it did time warp this fast, they are shipping at Suno, okay? And it says time signature support and alternates. You have even more control over your sound with Studio 1.2. So my theory was that they were cooking because if you guys watched my last video about the other feature, the sample came out crazy. It came out insane. You need to go watch that last video to hear that sample. And it says get dry stems with remove vocals. So apparently we just, I guess, click on it, right click and go to remove. Okay, that's simple. Then we can adjust with time markers. So for example, if your drums are off beat or some bongo is kind of like slightly off, you could actually nudge it back on the grid. Let's try that out. And then we have alternate takes. Cool. Okay, so let's start from scratch. So Suno Studio, for those who want to know, when you go to busyworksbeats.com/Suno, it lets them know you came from here. Click on the left side where it says Suno Studio, pardon me. This is Suno Studio. And it requires, I think, the Premier plan. It's like 30 bucks a month. Basically, you get a lot of credits, so it's well worth the money. Okay, so go to Studio, and on the left side, we have three panels here. We have the creation panel, we have the organization panel, and then we have the actual arrangement panel. So let's start off with a custom prompt here. And let's create a soul sample. Let's say, ooh, baby, I love you, I love you. For those who know that reference, it's from a different sample. Okay, let's have that copy and paste. We're just going to say the same thing. For styles, we're going to do 1970s black soul. Now, here's the secret. We had a crazy sample come out of this. Let me see if I can find it as we're generating. But in the meantime, we're going to go to advanced and we're going to select female vocals. This is going to change everything. Let's turn up this where it says style influence. Let's turn that to 100 and then hit create. All right, so in your workspace, it will start populating these generations. Let's just create a couple because we already know they're going to be fire. So we want an assortment of fire. In the meantime, let me see if I can find that sample that we created that came out insane. I think it was number 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Look how many. I think it was this one. Yeah, it was definitely this one. Like this one came out insane, y'all. So let's start with that one because that one's so far. We got to do something with this. So let's drag it into Suno Studio. We can close out the other tabs on the left. And you want to make sure you start right on the 1. If you don't start on the 1, you're probably going to have issues with timing. So just make sure you just start on the 1. In the bottom here, I think it detected the BPM is 96. We can click the BPM and now it's set to manual BPM, whereas before it was set to auto. So now it looks like they switched that. And all we really got to do is just figure out what we want to do with this. So first, let's add a track. In Suno Studio, the cool thing is, let's say the sample didn't have a certain instrument, we can actually add that instrument. So let's go in, click the selection tool, and let's go to woodwinds. I'm gonna give you guys a free secret. Type in R&B flute. It never misses, ever. We've never had the R&B flute keyword miss, ever. So hopefully there's a lot of pressure for this video. So hopefully it doesn't miss for this video, but that is always gonna work. Let's go to another track. Let's add a thing down here. Let's go to backing vocals. Now this one, let's put in R&B harmonies and let's make sure we say female harmonies because I don't think we have the ability to select if we have male or female here, at least. So let's expand this just to see. Let's go to the advanced tools. And as you guys can see, we don't have that same selection where it says male or female. So in this case, we're going to just type in the keyword female harmonies and hit create. Now I haven't messed with this. I normally don't mess with these sliders. I'm being honest with you guys. Let's pull that back to 50 just so it's not changed. But let's also see what happens if we turn this all the way up. Let's add another track, backing vocals, do the same thing, but this time with the audio, with the style influence all the way up, just to see if that makes a huge difference or not. So in the meantime, we should hear these woodwinds. So let me mute the backing tracks and let's get this out the way. So So I see the woodwinds. I'm not hearing it though. Okay, it looks like it's still populating. So let me pause the video real quick. Okay, this looks like maybe this is the update. Okay, so the update looks like instead of it auto-populating your take, because we had issues dragging and dropping takes sometimes, it looks like we get to choose. So let's click where it says select take 2 in this case. Told you that R&B flute never ever misses ever. It'll be a sad day when that prompt ever misses, but it never misses, y'all. That take is perfection. I don't even want to remove the reverb because the reverb on it is the vibe. All right, so that's just Suno Studio stuff. That isn't really an update, but it just shows the power of how important Suno Studio is, because now we can granularly create our own samples using Suno Studio. So it gives us a lot more control. Let's send the backing tracks. Wanna see. That's crazy. Now let's solo the backing track just to hear. So this reverb, this vocal definitely has reverb on it. I like it personally. I think it sounds really good. But just for the video's sake, let's right click and then remove the effects. So this should, in theory, deverb the take. Now, personally, would I commit to it being dry? Not necessarily. It fits the vibe to have that reverb on it. But there are some vocals, like lead vocals sometimes, that have a lot of reverb, and creatively, you might want to take that reverb away. So I'm curious, how do we drag it back down? Do we just delete this? Okay, so they made it simpler. Now we don't just have to drag a file up and down and it get lost in the sauce. So it looks like it's still compiling. Gotta love the undo buttons too. So anyway, let's click the dry track. So here's the dry background. So this gives, producers like myself more control over the reverb we want. If we want to get more granular with delay and reverb, now we can get super granular on, overriding the decisions by Suno, even though they were great decisions of a reverb. So now we can basically make stuff more cohesive. It's really an advanced feature, really. Will most people use this? Maybe. I think the majority of folks will use it for lead vocals that just have too much ambience, and you could just reduce the ambience. That's what the majority of people are going to use this for. Now we're making a whole new sample. Not only did we generate a sample initially, we're making it an entirely different sample. And this is now expanding our ability to arrange this stuff in the DAW. So I'm gonna drop this stuff into Logic Pro, the new Logic Pro 12, and see if it has a vibe when we mix this thing. So I love those backing vocals. I really don't wanna mess with those. Let's see the other version of the backing vocal. These vocals seem a little more modern. Yeah, these vocals sound more modern, more like I'm feeling like a Michael Jackson style on that one. So we have everything we need. We have the backing vocals, we have the flute. Let's see about that warp. Now, personally, I don't think this track needs to be warped, but I'm trying to see on the screen if I can intuitively figure out where warping is. You know what we should do? Let's add a track. And here's the track up here. And at the bottom, let's switch this to percussion, and you know what we're gonna type, if you watch my videos, bongos and congas. Okay, now these are known to be really supportive for the track, but sometimes the rhythm can get offset. So this is a perfect example. Now the next thing I gotta figure out is how to actually access the time warp. So I'm assuming it's this clip editor function. I have no idea, I'm just clicking stuff. Okay, so it is. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's this little icon. I don't know if I can zoom in. Okay, so basically in the bottom right of the screen, it says clip editor, and that's how we can go in to see those time warps. So we're going to do that for the bongo and conga track. let's turn off, and let's turn the metronome on just so we can. Now, some instruments are not meant to be perfectly quantized to the actual metronome, meaning they're not supposed to be like 1, 2. Sometimes it's like 1, 2, 3. Like it's not perfectly lined up, but that's the vibe of the instrument. So just because we can time warp doesn't mean we need to. But let's see if there is an area on this bongo track. So far, I'm very impressed by Suno. Like they've been delivering. Wanna see? Now imagine this is a track breakdown part. So like right around here, there's a little something happens. I can't tell if it's the bongos, the vocals, or what. So let's see if we can. What bar was that? Bar 12 or so? 13? Did I miss it? I think I missed my own time mark. Like this stuff sounds like real studio multi-tracks. It doesn't sound like noise anymore. They've done something on the back end to where this stuff sounds legitimately like real studio takes. How much find that spot? There's a part where it's like, wanna be, where'd that go? Was it right here? Darn, I lost my track. All right, let me pay attention this time. Somewhere around here, I think. This it goes like, oh, you know, yeah, it's definitely. It goes tick like that. I can't tell which thing is early though. It's hard to tell if it's the metronome or if this is too early. So I can't tell. So the bar 7.3. So let's click this clip editor. Now we're getting a little granular. I'm not gonna lie. And let's see. Now this one doesn't have those little things on it. So can we reset markers by transient? Okay, so we have to reset the markers by the transient. Transients are the pointy parts of the audio. Okay, so minimal markers. So this is basically behind the scenes. What it's doing is using different thresholds of volume to determine what they determine a transient. A transient is a pointy part of your audio. It's usually the beginning part of an audio. So basically, if we switch these modes, you're going to get more or less little blips, these little white blip things. So we're at 7.3. So let's zoom in. Now I think this snare, this little bongo hit came in early. So let's left click and drag this to the right. Okay, so now I can hear. Now I can hear more. I can't tell if it's early or what. The fact that they give you this much granular control, y'all, I hope you guys understand. Not even FL Studio has this built into the DAW, easily built into the DAW. It has it built, but not like this. They've delivered higher than the highest DAW in our industry for music production in a matter of like a couple months. So their team is really, really on it. It's hard to tell, like, what am I? It's such a smeary sound. It goes like click. It goes like that. But that's how you can adjust the timing. So before you even export, actually, I recommend for FL Studio users to use the time warp, because in FL Studio, you're going to have a monstrous headache trying to line stuff up because of the way FL Studio is built. It does not have this time warp technology like this. So this is where Suno Studio truly has a benefit over just your typical DAW. Even in Logic, I find the time warping a little cumbersome. I'm not judging Logic. I'm just saying that Suno made it easy is my point. So now I'm just listening to see. Sometimes you do want offset drums. You don't want to quantize everything. Now, the cool thing is they have a quantize feature, which is insane. So it's basically, instead of you moving this little node back and forth, this little marker, you could just hit quantize and then it will automatically do the math for you to line it up. So let's hit quantize and let's use a really microscopic increment first So I know the default, you guys are probably going to click on a quarter note. That's probably not where you want to start. What I recommend you guys do is go to 1/32 note first, especially for more human performances. And what this is going to do, or AI performances, what this is going to do is just microscopically nudge stuff. It's not going to be super aggressive. This is actually crazy, yo. Yeah. Suno's getting so good. Oh my gosh, Suno's getting so good. I hope you guys understand. I've been teaching music production for since 2014, so 12 years plus, like plus 12 years. And I've been on one of the top DAWs for music production, FL Studio. We made it popular over the time. And I can tell you guys that they've delivered more features that are usable to music producers in the shortest amount of time I've ever seen any DAW. Like, even the top DAW does not have this much ease in it. All right, so now we have that. Now let's export all these as multi-tracks. They've also, in the latest update, in the Suno Studio's last update, I meant to say, the export process is a lot faster, more organized. So we're gonna go to export multi-track, and I think this track was at what, 96 BPM or so. So let's just drag this into, I said Logic, so let's drag it into Logic and just mess with some effects just to see what, how we can customize the sound. This is not mandatory. I just want to show you guys why we would do things like taking off the effects of a vocal. And so we can add our own, reverb and delay. All right, so now we're in Logic Pro 12. This is the newest version of Logic Pro 12. You can access this through the Apple Creator Studio for like $12 a month, something insane. All right, so the metronome even lines up. All right, so let's take those backing vocals, the dry. All right, and let's do, we really don't need to process them like through compression. They're already processed, but let's just add a compressor just for fun. And I just want to show you guys, like, the reason we would want this is now we can control things like, we're getting a little advanced, but we're going to create a bus here, which is going to send the audio as a duplicate over to another channel in this case. So it's duplicating the audio, sending it somewhere else. And then that somewhere else is going to load up a reverb in this case. And let's find the actual preset. All right, now we're going to send the audio as a duplicate over to that reverb channel. So now I can control the type of reverb, which is it depends on you guys' productions, but that's very important. Because reverb is one of those things you can't just EQ or mix it out of your track. You have to kind of do it at the source. So the fact that they allow us to do it at the source is huge. So let me quickly mix this. We're not going to go too crazy with this. Let's add a little delay. Just want to show you guys how far you can take it. Now the woodwind already has a reverb on it. Now this is just the track by itself. We didn't even stem separate. Just add a little bass to it. Show you guys how quick it is to add your own custom vibe to it. Let's add an expander to our bongos, make them pop a little bit more. Now let's just mess with the overall shape, stereo image. just threw a quick little mix on it just to show you guys how far you can take the sample. So now you have a whole new sample. Just like that. My bad. I hit Control S by habit. Sorry, y'all. Crazy. And that wasn't even like a super full mix. That just shows you guys how fast you can do this. So Suno Studio, let me tell you guys, they are leveling up so fast. Shout out to everybody at Suno, and Chill Panic put me onto this new update, so thank you guys. Links below. Just go to busyworksbeats.com/Suno. That lets them know you came from this channel. Peace out, guys. Peace.